Hey guys, it's Brian and Jeff back for another Disc Golf Examiner disc review. Today we got a special one because we've already reviewed this disc, but this time we got it in 3 different types of plastics. It's the Latitude 64 Sapphire. We have it in the orange in the Opto, the yellow in the Gold line, and the purple in the Opto Chameleon plastic. Absolutely loving this disc ever since we reviewed it. This is his first time throwing it today, so it'll be interesting to see his opinion. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get to the review. It's a little bit different this time. We're out here at Penn Ken in New Kensington, Pennsylvania, birthplace of aluminum. Let's get to it.
The hyzer release for the Sapphire, they all seem to hold the line pretty consistently. The first one I released, the orange, I released a little bit further right, but they all ended up about the same distance. I threw about 80% arm speed. Very consistent. They all held the line regardless of the plastic. They held about the same.
All right, so the Sapphire on a hyzer release, all 3 plastics seem to fly very consistently. I was able to get a little bit more distance out of the Chameleon Opto plastic. I really think that plastic somehow gives it a little bit more glide, but it's or maybe some more understability, but it did flip up and ride straight longer than the others.
All right, Sapphire on a flat release. They were all fairly consistent. What I found was the orange Opto, even though it finished further left, was a touchy bit understable. So I'm curious to see how that flies when we throw an anhyzer.
So the Sapphire on a flat release flew real nice and straight for me and gave me that reliable hook up there at the end. There was a little bit of a crosswind when we got to the other side of the building, but as you can see, once again, the Opto Chameleon has gone further. I'm seeing more stability in them and more of a glide, or maybe a little bit more understability with the Opto Chameleon, which is really nice.
Sapphire on an anhyzer release held a pretty consistent line. I got a little bit more on the orange Opto. The other 2 had a little bit slight turn and came back real nice. All about the same distance. We're going, practice field to practice field, almost end to end.
All right, so once again, I found that the Opto Chameleon on the anhyzer is still a little bit more glidey, goes a little bit more further than the other 2. Now that's just me. It was pretty consistent out of all of the throws. It was the one that went the furthest each time. I will say with the anhyzer release, I think this disc really shines. I think it has the ability to flex out and come back, not only for those people with the larger arms, but for beginners and people who, like me, who don't have these long arms. I was still able to crush this thing. This is over 300 feet right here from where we were throwing. And that's how we threw the Sapphire in the Opto, Gold line, and Opto Chameleon plastics. I think it's a great disc. I think the Opto Chameleon is an excellent disc. I absolutely love throwing this thing. I'm able to get distance on it that I'm not able to get on any other disc that I have, except maybe the King, which is really crazy for me because that's my furthest flying disc. And whenever I look at the other 2, I think they're great for stable shots as well. I think this is a great disc for beginners, but also people of higher arm speeds. So if you do have a higher arm speed, you may want to go after that Gold line or just the regular Opto. The only real physical difference that I can see between them is that the Opto Chameleon may have a little bit of a flatter top to it. So that may, I don't know, it may attribute to some of the differences that we've seen. But Jeff, what did you think? You've never thrown this thing before.
No, I love it. Latitude, you did it again. You won me over on another driver. I definitely, they all kind of cluster together. No matter how I threw, little variances in my form, little variances in the throw, but I found them all very consistent, except for the Opto and the orange. We had a couple I had to do some retakes. I made it to the second field down there, down over the hill. I love it. This is definitely a disc that I want to add to my bag, and I'll be throwing this more often.
Absolutely. All right, guys, well, that's our review on the Latitude 64 Sapphire and the 3 different types of plastics that it's currently in. Leave us a comment below. Let us know what you think of it. Remember to like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and share it. We always appreciate it whenever you guys do that. It really drives us to continue to do this. But remember to subscribe to us on YouTube too, because we really want to drive those subscriptions. So, all right, guys, well, until next week, keep banging those chains.